we have a heck of a schedule. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And again, I've told some other people, and people have seen it. We were just very blessed in the state of Maryland, with so many great teams within an hour of Mount St. Mary's, and that are willing to play us. So I think playing above the conference, competition above the conference will certainly help us within the conference. I mean, our first 4 games are against very quality opponents, with Maryland, then Bucknell, then Delaware, and then down there to Charlottesville, playing the number 3 team in the country, I believe. That's where UVA is right now. So that's a great opportunity for these kids to run with those guys. So, and again, it's a philosophy that I always carried. If if you want to play at that level, you have to play them at that level. My college coach had a great saying. It was funny, but he said, this is Dave Yerk now, former guy running the program down at Georgetown University. But he said, hey, if you want to run with the big dogs, you got to get off the porch. And that's that's what we're going to do. And I think that's going to help us elevate our game. And hopefully when we settle back in the conference, we play above the ability of the conference. So, absolutely, I think we got a great 2-13 out-of-conference schedule, and it should prepare us for a very quality in-conference schedule.
Sitting out my senior year last year was definitely tough, but when you look at the big picture and the fact of getting an MBA and then being able to play for an AQ this year, it was a no-brainer, but it's definitely fueled the fire to come back and end this last season on a high note with hopefully an NEC championship and a NCAA tournament berth.
Okay, well, we have a very mature offense this year. I mean, our first 8 of 9 players are all seniors or grad students. Starting on attack will be Brett Schmidt, Andrew Scally, and Cody Lair. Brett and Andrew are both seniors, and Cody Lair is a 5th-year grad student. First line of midfield is Danny Stranix, Anthony Golden, and Brian Schmidt, Brett's twin brother. Again, all seniors. Second line is Clayton Wayner, Connor Carey, and Eric Osowski. And I actually have that mixed up a little bit, but Eric will be on the first line with Schmidt and Golden, okay, who are all seniors. And then on the second line will be Connor Carey, Clayton Wayner, and Danny Stranix. We kind of move things around a little bit to try to even out the 2 midfield lines. And again, 5 of those 6 players are seniors. The only underclassman amongst those 6 is Clayton Wayner, who's a sophomore. So again, 8 of the 9 starting offensive players are all seniors. Well, defensively right now we have 3 new faces getting a start tomorrow against Maryland. With John Anderson, who is a senior. He was a long stick for us last year. Alex Stefkovich, who's a sophomore, and Tim Durkin, who's a junior. And again, all new faces at the close defense. Coming off the bench will be Kyle Bryan, who saw legitimate time as a freshman last year, and Shane Pierce, who's a junior and was a junior sophomore starter last year for us at times. And then in the net we have Will Rigo, who will get to start against Maryland tomorrow, and possibly at the end of the first half we might bring in another freshman, Frankie McCarthy. So a little bit less mature down there on the defensive end of the field, but we'll be okay. I also want to mention at the long stick midfield, we have veteran Mark Burns, who sat out last year. He's a grad student, along with Eric Osowski and Cody Lair. And then we have a really nice addition who was ineligible last year, Matt Ward. He's our other long stick. And again, we have 2 younger guys that may see the field as well with them, Brett Shukri and Brent Sang, a freshman out of the state of Washington. So we're good. At the face-off X, again, another veteran senior, John Marcelise, and he'll be backed up by sophomore Nick Halley. Well, we have 2 very good freshmen, and and again, I'm leaving this in the hands of my assistant, T.C. DiBartolo, former All-American goalie here at Mount St. Mary's. I mean, that's what that young man does, and I'm going to get behind him. And he said, Coach, we're not in a bad position having two young guys like this. We'll give them both an opportunity and see which one can separate from the other.
This year we have great team chemistry. We got a core group of seniors between fourth year and fifth year guys. So after playing with them for years, and then including our newcomers like freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, I really think we've developed a ton of chemistry both on and off the field.
Well, it's very important. I think overall very important to these, to this squad, and that's why those three young men, sat out last year. The inaugural season was in 2011, and we were blessed to win it. The 2012 season, I didn't hold to the same status. Convince those guys. Let's make this a business decision, not an athletic decision, as they're all going to graduate at the end of this year with their MBA and certainly going to increase their market value. But it's here. The wait is over. Kids are excited. We see it in practice. I'm just, I'm really excited to let them go tomorrow and see how they handle the pressure down there in Bird Stadium.
The freshmen this year have been great so far. A lot of hard workers, a lot of potential for the team. And even though we have a ton of seniors and a really core group of guys who've been here for a while, guys like Brent Sang, Longstick Mitty will definitely get his opportunity to play this year, along with midfielders like Alex Perota, Evan Gormley. And just as a whole, the group has really bought into the team philosophies we have here and really working hard in the off season and putting the time in on the weight room. So I think, with this year and beyond, the future's bright.
Well, the goal is to win a championship, and just simply put, great players can win games, but great teams can win championships, and that's what we're going to continue to stress in practice, is to become a good team, to play well together in practice first, and then as a coaching staff, we don't have to worry what happens in the game. We already know what we're getting out of our players because we see it in practice every day. If redundancy can be used in a positive sense, that's what we want to see. We want to see them redundant in how they perform day after day. Consistency, and again, that's what's going to win games. So that's the goal, to win a 213 NEC championship, but that has to happen in practice first.
As every year, the goal is to win an NEC championship and then hopefully make it to the NCAA tournament. So we have the same goals pretty much year in and year out, but this year we have an incredibly strong strength of schedule, and out of conference we play probably 5 top 20 teams or so. So we think that by scheduling these teams, we really prepare ourselves for conference play. We become battle tested by playing the top programs in the country, and we go into these games expecting to win. It's not just to play hard and hopefully run with them. So the expectations are, win as many as we can, and take down some big names and then roll through the conference hopefully.